Hi, and thank you for participating in our study. We're trying to get a better understanding of the mental thought processes of designers as they work with digital design tools. After this video, you'll be presented with a design brief for designing the face of a 3D character. Because we want to understand how you think while you design, your role is to design a character and at the same time to give a running commentary on what you're attempting to do, what procedures you're using, and all other design-related thoughts. In other words, I'm going to ask you to think aloud as you complete your task. What I mean by think aloud is that I want you to tell me everything that you are thinking from the time you begin to design until you finish your design. I would like you to talk aloud constantly from when you start until you finish. I don't want you to plan out what you're going to say or try to explain to me why you're saying what you're saying. Just act as if you were alone in the room and speaking to yourself. It is most important that you just keep talking. If you're silent for any long period of time, I will remind you to keep talking. Please try to speak as clearly as possible, as I will be recording you as you speak. Since this does not come naturally to most of us, I will give you a demonstration of what I mean by thinking aloud with a small task that has nothing at all to do with a 3D character design brief that you'll be given later on. After you see this demonstration, then on your own computer, I want you to work through a similar task just to give you some practice of thinking aloud. As a demonstration for what I mean by thinking aloud, I'm going to do a simple task of me going on Amazon.com and looking for a computer mouse while I think aloud the entire time. So let's start. Okay, so I usually, when I want something, go up to the search bar. So I'm just going to type in mouse. I see it comes up with other things like a trap. So I'm gonna make sure it knows I'm thinking of a computer mouse. I see it actually comes up with a few things like brand names. Logitech is good, but I know I usually want something that's wireless, so I'll click there. I see Amazon Basics. That looks a little simple. I don't recognize that as a brand. Kind of cool colors. I see some arrows on there. Logitech. I tend to like that as a brand. Though I see it has a USB receiver that works, but I think I'd prefer one that is a Bluetooth without the receiver, just so I don't lose it. I do like the I know that with some mouses, actually it's reminding me that I prefer sometimes be able to scroll left and right instead of just up and down, since some pages have that. Oh, I see on this mouse, I know on mouses I've used before that I prefer when it has little buttons that you can push left and right on. It helps you like go back and forth on web pages. I bet just because there's so many of these left, right scrolling, I can probably get better results if I just put it into the search bar rather than just scrolling through so many options, because I see a whole bunch of these. There's probably a better way of putting that. Maybe horizontal scrolling. Okay, so I can see, so I'm looking through these. I see that looks like it just has an up-down. That looks like it has up-down. That one has a little wheel on the side, it looks like. That would probably be good for horizontal scrolling. I see that it's a little bit more expensive, but I also see that it has 12,000 reviews. That's that are 4.5 at least, 4.6. That seems pretty good. This one seems quite expensive, but it actually looks pretty similar. They're both Logitech. I'll just go right here for now. It looks kind of comfortable. Let's see pictures of it. That doesn't really help. Seems kind of big, but it actually might be something good. That's probably more comfortable than something really small. Kind of cool wood things, but I don't really know what that means. So yeah, looking at that, it looks like they have a button as well as a scrolling wheel, which is something that I'd really like. And I can continue looking through these, like I can compare it, like just at a glance, I don't think I'd want something from some weird unknown company. Even though it is a lot cheaper, it just has such fewer reviews. I could go on and I could look at some more reviews, but I think for now that gives a good example of what I mean by thinking aloud. Okay, notice that in the video I was thinking aloud constantly. I spoke aloud about every piece of information that I was paying attention to, but more importantly, I told what I thought about every piece of information that I was paying attention to. I also told you what I was thinking as I clicked on something, as I was moving to a different page, and this is what I want you to do in the warm-up exercise and as you go on to your design exercise later as well. So your exercise is this. Imagine you were given $100 that could only be used to buy a digital tablet on Amazon. Go to Amazon and find a tablet around that price that you would find most useful for you personally. You may or may not look at everything on a product page, and it's totally okay if you decide to ignore some information or pay more attention to others. It's up to you. I want you to talk aloud constantly. Please speak aloud whatever information you pay attention to, and tell me everything that comes into your head. I don't want you to plan out what you are going to say or try to explain why you're saying what you're saying. Just act as if you're alone in the room and speaking aloud to yourself. Don't worry about proper grammar or needing to speak in complete sentences. What's most important is that you just keep talking. So we'll give you 5 minutes to work on this task, after which a sound will indicate in this video when those 5 minutes are up. And whether you've come to a final decision on the tablet or not, just return to the Qualtrics survey and continue on with the survey. Thank you. Time's up. Please return to the Qualtrics survey.